plans here. Now listen, we gotta find out a plan to get into the castle. Those rats are guarding every single entry and exit. And then there's the cat. Oh, that cat. I really dislike him. Anyway, so we need a plan. And, hey, you guys, what's going on over there? Pay attention. Anyway, so I'm figuring if we have the elixir of passage by Bounder, then we can make our way in. And then we could sneak past all these horrible, horrible creatures. Anyway, hey, where did the guys go? Hey, come back here. Where do you think you're going? Hey, we got a plan. We got... What is going on here? What are you guys doing? Oh, I see. Cheese. Oh, well, might as well join in. Hey there, this is your good old buddy, Arcubal. Now, I have been away for a while, and it's kind of because, well, I can't hide it. I was turned into a mouse. And, well, let me tell you all about this. My good friend, Plaid Hat, he came to me and he said, hey, have you ever heard of these mice and mystics that have been lurking around in small little corners and castles and whatnot? And I said, sure, yeah, I've heard about them. What about them? He says, well, they've been around for a while, and we thought you might want to go check them out. It's quite an adventure. And so here I am on a blustery day where the rain is clattering against my window. I'm sitting inside, kind of like this subdued little mouse. And I figured, well, what's the harm? And before you know it, the world starts growing around me. Or am I getting smaller? I'm not exactly sure. But let me tell you, playing with my fellow mice makes me a much more braver person. Now I realize how big the world really is. It's filled with rats and centipedes, spiders, and one big cat. Now, I'm a famous dungeon crawler, so I knew what to expect going into a foray of ventures in sort of a mice land. So this was kind of one that I was looking forward to venturing with my fellow mice buddies. And let me just say, I was expecting one thing, and I got another. Let's dig in. First of all, it's not easy being a mouse. There are rules, and these rules are a little bit funky. For instance, I gotta get my feet underneath me, and it's kind of hard to move around when you're not exactly sure when one tile starts and another one stops. There's no artificial grid system to actually tell you where to go, and you're just kind of walking over natural border lines that denote height or impassable features. I feel like that keeps the look of the environment pretty clean and organic, even if it may cause a few situations where we might disagree about, who's adjacent to whatnot, or if we can pass something or not. There's a flipping of the tile effect that you get when exploring. I'll leave it up to you to discover what it is, but let me just tell you, in all my adventures, I've never seen it really being done before, so it makes for a quite interesting little mechanic. Now, I also dug that the bosses, scary as they may be, have multiple actions or lives where, unlike their minions that follow them, they are not put on the initiative or on any health tracker, but their actions are. And as you snip away at one of these bosses, you essentially incapacitate their ability to do a certain action or attack. Of course, there are some wrinkles with that. The no mitigation of dice and some movement restrictions and wasted combat actions that flow forth from because of it can be pretty annoying, but I wouldn't be a tricky mouse if I didn't house rule my way around that. I have some friends in faraway lands called the Mouse Guard. They know a few tricks up their sleeves that I applied here. And the adventures, they play pretty straightforward otherwise. I mean, this is definitely a tactical little game where each adventure that you go on requires that you accomplish a certain goal, usually moving to a specific place on the board, and you have to do so within a certain time limit. And the time, funnily enough, is indicated by a clock with cheese wedges. Now, I love my cheese, but when these cheese wedges disappear and enemies they happen to roll these cheese on their dice, it can be quite annoying because it's very random. That normally doesn't bother me, and I tend to homebrew some mitigation techniques in order for me to continue to move forward in the campaign, so to speak, because I play for the experience, not for the win. The adventures, they progressed nicely. My fellow mice warriors, they leveled up in a sense that they got an extra ability card or item, and I'm not sure how transferable this progress is to new chapters in the campaign. My guess is not much, but I had a rollicking good time with my fellow mice. The game comes with a ton of story narrative, especially the Downwood Tales and Heart of Glorm, so there is a lot to explore in the future. Well, I love myself a good table presence. No, forget that. I demand an awesome one. When everything is big and large like this, well, let me just say, it inspired me to move some furniture around and see what I had lying around from other adventures like Crossmaster Arena and Quad Heroes, to lift an entire tile up to simulate the top side of a tile, as each tile has an upper and lower region. Because Mice and Mystics thematically is very similar to the novels on the RPG series Mouse Guard by David Peterson, I figured this would be an excellent opportunity to flex my little skills and replace the boss combat in the game, which could be very swingy, with the more nuanced blow-by-blow card combat from the RPG. Well, this was a tough cookie. The initial problem was that the combat of Mouse Guard dice was far too swingy as well. You basically plan 1 to 4 actions to play out against your opponent. If you happen to draw a bad combo, like an attack when your opponent attacks, well, then whatever successful result he rolls is subtracted immediately from your life. So in this case, I had 7 life, and the cat always gets to roll 7 dice, so that happens to be 7 successes, and boom, 1 swoop, 3 dead mice. I found a workaround though, but I won't bore you with that any further. It's not really part of the experience of Mice and Mystics. Rest assured, there's a lot of similarities and a lot of thematic overlap that will keep you engaged in this world for a very long time. And so in the end, I had a satisfying sort of a component and mechanical hobby time with Mice and Mystics, but for the regular adventurers out there, this game itself plays just fine. Just know that it is more akin to a roll and move and fight, dungeon crawler, or tactical skirmish game than a friendly storybook adventure. But my friend Platt he is currently top of his game, and this one is no exception, even though it's an older one, and it will always remain in my memory as one of the greatest and biggest adventures. Oh wait, is that a cat? I'm out of here.